Hey guys, this is Young's Paper Creations. How are you this evening? I'm coming on, and before I get started, I want to be able to thank my subscribers immensely for, viewing my channel and checking in. And for those of you who are not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe before you leave and share my channel with others, and we will continue on our journey at Young's Paper Creations. So tonight I thought I'd bring to you a lovely cased item, and that's this. It is it could be considered a usage of a tag, but you know what? I never quite got a handle on tags. To me it's not I like being able to make items that's very, very useful, and I equate tags to bookmarks. And so that is what I have chosen to do. And my cottage craft is a lovely, tender sounding voice, because I got her voice, lady from the YouTube, and I want to say hello to her. My cottage craft. If you guys can check her out, she's very shabby chic and all about lace and whatnot. Just fantastic. And I spent some time looking at some of her videos, and I quite liked it. But what she had was a smaller version to this bookmark. She had a smaller version to it, and as soon as I saw it, I surmised that she used the punch board, the envelope punch board. This is my take, because as soon as I saw it, I said, okay, how can I make this, to my liking? Hers was small, as I said, and it was a single version. I thought, it would be nice to double up on it. So I want to be able to share with you tonight, and I embellished by using a punch for the corners, the bottom corners. I placed a brad at the top, and just this lovely little frilly lace here. Not lace, it's a eyelash trim at the edge here, just to give it a little bit of femininity. So I already did the cuts. So this is what we're gonna be trying out. I call it a bookmark. You can call it a tag. Tomatoes, tomatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Hey, let's call the whole thing off. So that's this. So I'm gonna put this out of the way for now, and I want to be able to show you. So I'm gonna try and make two. So I have this one. The first cut, I marked it off, and I can't even find the paper where I wrote my measurements, but I remembered. So this one is 7.5 by 3.5 wide, and this one here is about, I think this one is 7 and shy of a half, but you can mix the top however you wish, and it's across, it's 2.5. Okay. Now this other one here, this is 6.5, which is what I did for this one. So this cut is 6.5 by, and this one is 7.5. The width for the 7.5 is 3.5, and the width for the 6.5 is 2.5. Okay, 7.5 by 3.5, and this one is 6.5 by 2.5. That's all you need to remember. And then we're gonna go on in and get our envelope punch board. I'm gonna go to the 2-inch punch, turn it over, and punch. Oops, sorry for the shake. Oh, sorry about that. And you know what? I'm just gonna go and punch all of them right now, so we don't have to worry about that for later. How's that? So I'm just gonna punch. So you just put it at the 2. Find the 2 inches at your scoreboard. And you punch. And you turn it the opposite way. And you punch. I've got one more to go. Punch. Punch. Alright? That's all for the punch board. That's it. Now, we're going to work on with our bookmark. And I am going to shape my edges so that it's nice and elegant. So when you're finished punching at the 2 inch on your punch board, this is what it looks like. Alright? This is what it'll look like. And I'm now going to go in and curve off this edge right here. Make it nice and elegant. Now the length and the width, of course, that's adjustable and you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, you're not trapped in the measurements that I've provided. This is just the way that I would like to see my image when it's completed. It's not set in stone. Alright, so this is what I'm looking at. I still need to do my bottom. And I'm not liking this. The contrast is too sharp. Too sharp. So, I don't know. I want to call it George on this one. I think just working with one will be sufficient for you to get the grasp of what I'm trying to share with you. Right? Right. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking. I'm trying to see how I can salvage the design that I have. Yeah. Let's stick with this. Oh, man. I knew I should have worked harder at getting the papers just right. So we will use this cut. So this one is a little bit shorter than the other, but again, the length, that's all on you. Whatever you want the length to be. You're not trapped with this length. So we basically punched at the 2 inch. And remember what I said about the length. You're not trapped into the length. But ideally, when I did the first one, I had 7.5 for the bottom layer. And the top is a 6.5 length. Okay, that's what makes this one like this. But again, you're not trapped with the length, and so I chose to have this a little shorter and punched just the same at the 2 inch mark. And I am now gonna go in and shape the bottom of my bookmark, and this punch gives me a lovely edge. I will try and show you. You know, sometimes we don't use our punches that much if you're like me, especially when you've got quite a bit, right? So let's use our punches. So this is what I did. I'm not sure if you're able to see that. Here, see? At the bottom right here corner, this is what it looks like. So I did that at all both corners, the bottom corners, on both the top and the bottom layers. And for the top, this is just shaped round. Okay, I just curved that. So now let's go in and get the brad. So I'm gonna take my tiny hole punch and this you can get at Michael's, of course. I'm gonna get a brad for my little vase here. I'm trying to look for something unique. Why is it when you need to find something you can't when you're on camera, right? That's the consensus that we all have. Alright, so I think I have my brad here. So I place my brad at the top. Close that off. Alright, so here we are. The brad is right here. This is what we're looking at. Right? You see that? This is just the top layer. And now I want to go in. And so it's the same as I did for this one here. So I'm now going to go in with this punch here. This one has the hole is a tiny bit bigger than the first. I'm going to punch the edge of this at the waist area. And go in with another eyelash trim. I'm going to thread it through that hole. And tie it off. Just 1 or 2 knots. Make sure it's secure. And voila. My little shabby bookmark. The reason why I like it is because it's soft. Adding the eyelash lace makes it so shabby soft. And this quality is really great. It's easy. It's lovely to touch. I just shorten it a little bit. But it's so soft. It's to the eyes. It's so soft. And this is it. This is it. This is my bookmark. That's it. No muss, no fuss. And you could crank these out. You know, once you punch the sides and put your brad, that's it. And I like it because even if you want to make some little notes, you can just turn it around like so, right? And of course, we can layer this even more and have a nice little opportunity for writing. So here are my two, I almost said tags. But yes, I say bookmark because I love to read. I'm an avid reader and I would much have them, you know, in there as opposed to, you know, hanging on something. They're so beautiful. So thank you for oh, now I'm trying to get her name. My Cottage Craft. Is that what I said before? And so here we are. All I used was, you know, my punch here to get that lovely design at the edge. And my 2 helpers for my tiny holes. And this one to shape my corners. And that is it. Thank you so very much, Young's Paper Creations. Listen, my friends, you might as well share and be pleasant, smile. I equate smiles to be our clothing, a form of clothing. And when we don't smile, you know, nothing. We're naked. But when we smile, wow, beautiful. You could look all kind of crazy, but if you put on a smile on your face, it changes a whole lot. So let's share, let's smile, be pleasant. And remember that if you think that you have difficulties in life and whatnot, there's some folks with worse